Federal HST, standard pressure 230 grain through the Springfield XDS. Side note for you XDS owners that use the extra magazine with the extended grip, if that grip isn't slid all the way to the bottom of the magazine and you try and insert it, it's not going to lock in. I actually thought my magazine release was broken. High of 810, low 790, average 798. Federal HST, 45 ACP standard pressure. Impact velocity 795 feet per second. Federal HST, 230 grain, 45 ACP. Okay, we have the white background up. We're just going to do a quick run down the wound channel, looking for any debris that has been left during bullet travel, and we'll also get a final measurement. Okay, looks like it went 12 5/8 total penetration distance. Okay, I didn't see anything in the block, so now we'll swap out the high contrast black background and start over. Okay, one thing I noticed is very immediate and rapid expansion with this bullet. At the 1 inch mark, you can already see pretty substantial start of expansion. And then expansion actually is at its greatest by the time the bullet has reached the 2 1/4 inch mark. It's a little different than what we've seen with some other loads. The wound channel stays relatively the same size until you get to about the 7 inch mark. At the 7 inch mark, it's still pronounced, but it does actually start to shrink. But it really doesn't shrink dramatically. And when we see the recovered round, you'll see why. Because the petals do push back against the core, but it's still an awful lot of bullet face. And then we get right to the 10, I'll call it 10 1/2 inch mark, and you can see the wound channel gets very skinny. And what I'm thinking is the bullet actually turned 90 degrees to the right, so the face of the bullet is actually facing to the right, and what you're seeing is the base of the bullet's down, the face of the bullet is up. This is one of the edges. I believe it actually turned right at about the 10 3/4 inch mark, and then proceeded down, went a little bit farther, and then it pulled back as the block reversed its expansion and contracted back to its normal state. So not bad. 12 5/8 total penetration, complete expansion, very clean wound channel, so I don't anticipate much loss of weight. And again, the characteristics of this is a very rapid expansion, achieving its full expanded shape at about the 3 inch mark. At its widest point, this wound channel is approximately 1 inch tall from top to bottom. And again, that happened, actually, where did I catch it? I caught it right there. That was at the 2 1/4 inch mark.